welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another cast of the Myth World Cup 2013. New Mutator here, joined once again by PunkUser, and we also have Drunken with us as well, Drunken Irishman.
How you
Well,
doing?
welcome to you guys. What's up, Drunk? This is a DE3 game that we're gonna be looking at here. This is I don't even know what game this is in the series, but this is between the Blades and WTC. Whenever I see WTC, I just want to say World Trade Center, but it's Wu-Tang Clan, and they're gonna be duking it out here. So yeah, what do you guys think of this so far?
Well, this was the map that garnered a lot of criticism in the forums, if I recall, due to it being CTF and one team having a gigantic fort and the other one having a little town. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, that does confer an advantage on the team with the fort. I hadn't actually previewed these films, so I wasn't really sure how that was going to play out. I wasn't really aware of that, but now that I look at it, now that you brought my attention to it, that does confer quite an advantage because you have the option of going up on a second level, and as we all know, like terrain can give one team an advantage in terms of an height a height advantage with their arrows and things like that. So that is pretty interesting, because you're not going to be able to rush up into them. You have to go up another level. So that's an interesting point.
Well, at this point, because I'm captaining for the Blades, and I think they've already lost the first two games, and they need to win one game to stay in it. So I'm pretty much using as much advantage as I can possible to get them working as a team more coherently. So, I mean, I do agree that the fortress is a bit overkill, but I'm like,
But you
well,
guys can use it at this point, because I mean the blades, they're kind of like, I don't know. They've been struggling all tournament long. They're kind of like the everyone expects them to get last place, right? But they actually, because there was a forfeit at some point. I guess they lasted a little bit longer than people expected them to. They outlasted Thundercocks, I think.
Yeah, I
So
believe Paris had a special rule that any player, regardless of ball rating, could sub for the Blades.
right,
So
right, absolutely. So yeah, Drunken. It looks like you're substituting. You're also captaining for them. And the only player on their team that
game
I know
on.
of who was a part of their original roster is Codex, and I think Vigor and Arsenal were from ULMS, and once they were eliminated, they signed up for the Blades to try to get a little bit more out of their tournament participation here. So
I
what?
just
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to point out that the trades, the difference is that I'm actually putting whites in the water um, compared to Wu Tang Clan. And I don't know if Wu Tang Clan actually noticed, but on the map, there's actually pus in the very corners of the map you can pick up.
Oh, interesting. No.
yeah, there's four, if I recall, when we played the exact same map in a different part of Myth World Cup. Thanks,
There's
Limp and
I
Paris.
see one. I see two. Where's the? So I see one
It's
northeast.
basically one each corner.
Okay, I don't know. I can't really. Oh, they're yeah. So they're not right in the corner. You
No.
have to kind of move around a little bit, but they're pretty much there. So that's interesting. Yeah, I guess. How were you able to discover that, Drunk? Where or did you just play
Uh,
it and look?
well, I was scrolling left, and then where my warriors are, there's one right in front of where my warriors are. I'm like, oh, there's pus on the ground. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
well,
thought.
I just got the team to just start defending because I mean, they don't. As you may have noticed, that Codex is the only person that's actually on the blades, and the other two are on alms, and of course I'm on deer. So these guys actually haven't been working as a team the whole time. So I'm like, well, the best way to work as a team is obviously to pretend it's a co-op map, and the best co-op map, of course, is defending a fort.
I like
That's
it.
yeah. That's not a bad approach. Obviously, we a bunch of satchels in the main there, the main entrance.
I mean, the thing is too, like, you can't really. I mean, all you can complain about this map really is the pick itself. You can't complain that the team in the fort is defending because they have to defend, right? It's capture the flag.
Yeah, and WTC on the other hand is opting for almost like a full offensive push. I guess they must have been aware that you guys were probably going to play it more defensively because all they left at home was some thrall.
So here's the key part of the game, though, as I can see here, Drunken's going around the side, and I don't think he's been spotted by anyone yet on.
Oh, that's a good point. And
there's
that's
WTC.
what the goals for the scout goal.
There's some other pus just lying around. Like I noticed, who is that? Lizard King just passed by a pus packet.
I think there's 6 actually. Now that I look at it.
So that's pretty curious. Wasn't aware.
But yeah, you know what? Like, Drunken's got a good little head start here. If they can just hold off the base here.
The risk though is
they don't have enough thrall to defend their base.
I was hoping that on the left, Lizard King would try to cross that river, because I don't know if you see, I've set up 2 whites and a line of satchels.
Oh, yeah.
So if they cross that, because I figured if they saw my army, they're going to cross that and try and flank me from behind. So that was like my kind of countermeasure.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's just setting up to attack from different sides.
So you wanted them to cross like in the uppermost crossing there. You weren't expecting them to cross below that?
Well, no, it was both ways, because if they had have found my flank, I could retreat back and run back to the fort. Or if I keep running down down to the base, and they've like set up where they are now, where Lizard King is, their fastest way to cross is on the left. If they've spotted me, they would have really spotted me sort of in the center of middle, and the fastest way to cross is through going that way, even on like a second flank. Because
you guys got a slightly weird setup here, if I can point out. Codex is kind of standing, but he has units on both sides of the back. But then the dwarf has vigors and hasn't moved up to the top of those battlements yet.
I told Vigor that to keep your dwarves there and guard the actual archway, because that's where the warriors are going to pour through. Well, it doesn't matter about the archers, because archers are got less health. So I've given maximum archers. They should be able to pick them off with that number.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the archers. I'm just surprised he's not trying to get free shots on them as they come in, because it'd be easy for him to stand on the top and then just walk back a few feet to hit them when they come through the arch too, right?
Or maybe he's just standing there and waiting for him to come forward.
Yeah,
and then
maybe we'll see.
I think maybe Vigor. Do you think he can shoot that far to where Funk is?
Sorry, here's where they're gonna like crap their pants and attack. This is where they see my army
they see
coming.
Oh, and I left you some nice pus too.
Flag contested.
So I take out their goal with the pass, so it prevents them from like paralyzing my warriors. That was my.
Not that I think there's a ton they can do against that many warriors, but yeah.
Well, I think it really
contested.
counted near the end.
Right.
I think they did get me though. I don't know.
This attack's coming in on
here
green
it
now.
comes.
Ooh.
Looks like those goals are coming.
I'm gonna say, the defense on that east side is a little bit light.
Yeah,
It looks like the west side's pretty covered, but the east side. Oh yeah, there are those warriors taking some hits.
Contested. Flag captured.
And the pass is just failing everywhere when they're attacking.
Yeah. Lots of duds.
Even the duds.
Man, Codex's dwarf is prime position. It's not doing anything.
Where's his dwarf at?
It's just
Oh yeah.
on the west side.
Totally,
They're just
he
letting
could totally take out a bunch of these
dwarves walk in there. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, this is why I said, like, guys, you should start defending the wall. I mean, you're not working as a team, but at least you can take as much as you can.
There we go.
Oh, that is so funny. There's a pus going down. But it looks
Yeah,
like you guys
Drunken,
are...
you're gonna have to organize co-op nights and get these guys some practice.
Oh my
And the
lord.
pus is flying.
Oh, dude.
I
And
should
then
point
this-
out, there's a key moment. The Codex actually kills that last dwarf, and that probably
Nice.
saved my ass to win this game.
Oh yeah, because
So-
they're contesting still.
So by
eh?
this time, you've already taken their flag, and they're just trying to stay contested on your flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Would
they
that-
actually, man, they got a lot of stuff through, to be honest.
They got
For
a
some
lot
reason,
through.
Codex is not murdering all of them with his archers yet.
But the other thing is
Flag.
that...
Oh, here comes his dwarf. Here comes his dwarf.
Uh-oh,
what they
but
need.
it's in a bad spot. Bad spot.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, you need to make your... Nope. Can't do that. Oh, my God.
This is a little
Oh,
bit
that's
painful.
pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Oh, and the warrior even missed for a minute. That's pretty bad. See, the thing is, though, like, even though WTC was able to take that flag, they're, like, in the middle of this fort with all kinds of archers
Yeah.
surrounding them. Who are able to inflict some, you know...
Which are mostly shooting at the ground right now.
Yeah.
I might want to point out.
Yeah, I mean... These units could definitely be utilized a little bit more.
There-
This is where
Mistakes
that
were made in
orange
that
dwarf-
Yeah, let's
defense.
just leave
I'll
it at that.
just summarize it that way.
Let's just leave it at that. And here comes Drunken.
Yeah, that orange dwarf will kill me.
Yeah, that's the
He's
problem.
alive. And this is where Codex redeems himself.
There
I
it
think.
is.
Oh, snipe, nice.
Wow. Those archers. Yeah, archers on the ramparts is
Oh my
pretty
god,
OP.
Codex is getting out microed so bad. Like, God.
Yeah, but Lizard King, I mean, he has a reputation for being
Oh yeah,
pretty good. So
yeah, no doubt, but he's not even trying to dodge his archers. Alright, here comes this. Coming down to this, Drunken. You show us your skills here.
Well, I'd say, like, there is a second wave after this, I
Oh,
must say. But I think I did pretty well.
Flag contested.
You got this, you got this.
nice micro.
That's good, I like it. I'm digging this so far.
Standing in the fire though, kind of interesting.
I'm not in the fire.
Well, you were for a minute. One of your guys, a couple of your guys were. Oh my gosh, it's so close.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Ah! That 3v3, if you had won that 3v3 fight there,
Right.
that would have been it.
Yep. But see, I think they just had vets on you at that point because look at the Thor's remaining warrior has like what? How many kills is that? That's like 8 kills.
Do we seriously have to wait here while Drunken walks across the map?
I guess so. I guess so. Drunken's like, oh, I should have sent everything.
Man, 6%, 7%, it's tight.
You
Yeah.
gotta think, at the same time, I'm fighting every single one of those players just by myself.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt.
As well as, like, my
5
aim was to,
minutes
take
remaining.
out the warriors, because now their archers have to defend the flag, and if they've got no melee on the flag, then if I just push them off, then
Yeah.
they're gone.
Yeah, so if you're WTC, like, what do you do in this situation? Do you even know what they have? I mean, how do you defend the fort?
I mean, I don't think they have an option. They have only archers. They can't really attack.
I mean, are they sending anything? Or are they just defending? They're playing for the...
They gotta defend, right? Like, if I were them, I'd put maybe just spread the archers out around that flag area, and then use the one warrior for just dancing.
Thor you can see, is really upset about that dwarf being killed.
Yeah, so Thor might be scouting out your dwarf at this point when he comes to the mid-island. Or mid-peninsula, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. There's still unused pus lying on the ground.
Yeah.
I also enjoy that the satchels in the main gateway were never even set off.
I don't know. It looks like there's fewer now than there were before, so maybe some of them were. No, I don't
That's
know. I
possible.
have no idea. No, it doesn't look like any of them were used.
I think honestly on that one they let too many stuff come in from the east side. Like the whole army walked in before they moved any dwarves over there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see some of the other matches that played this map. See how those went.
Drunken, you better land white this
Uh-oh.
archer.
Although the white, that
Yeah.
was more of a distraction, but yeah.
Distract, come on! You better
Yeah,
show
there's
the
no
proper
way.
respect to whites, okay? Best
So-
unit in the game.
Drunken moves in, takes some arrows.
Look, before
he's
you were
half
ahead in
health.
percent, and now you're behind.
That's
I'll
true.
just point out that
If this
whites
was like
have
Myth
been
World
quite
Cup-
disappointing for me as of late.
Yeah. If this was like Myth World Cup early 2000s rules, you would have lost now because you have 6%
Oh, my
or
word.
5% instead of 7.
Alright,
can
you
set
see
off
those
those
satchels in
satchels.
the gate? Look at
Oh yeah.
You can
oh,
set
yeah.
those off. That'd be great.
See, you know what it was? It was, even when I was saying they were not set off, that was a tactical decision.
There you go. Yep.
Nah.
That was on purpose.
Nice. See, they were planning for exactly this eventuality.
Oh man, this is getting.
You guys
This is
can
getting
still
pretty
lose this.
intense.
It's still possible.
Oh wow, that was a pretty
Oh,
clutch
missed it.
shot.
Missed the archer arrows too. Yeah, there you go.
Team
Oh
eliminated.
my word! Wow, that was
Nice.
pretty good. I didn't
See-
see what happened to Thor's warrior though.
That was because of all your journeyman micro practice
I
that
mean,
you got
it just-
versus ULMS, right?
Did you see the end? The archer got killed by the debris.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's myth.
That's pretty funny. You had that nice. Was that a attack round where you killed both those archers in one shot? Because that looked like, if somebody was just clicking on the archers, they would have had to kill them one at a time, and the fate of that dwarf would have been doubtful.
Is there any other way to attack with a dwarf than attack ground? Because if there is,
Yeah.
I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, you can just click on a unit and
I'm
attack that
kidding.
way. But it looked like it was just perfectly placed.
Yeah, I am kidding, but I don't know. I don't know about you, Drunken, but I use attack ground most of the time.
Yeah, I do have a infamous maneuver that I've sort of trademarked. And basically, you get your dwarf and you put him at the front lines where the warriors or wherever it are, and you have another dwarf behind or an archer, and the first dwarf, you pretty much intent on suiciding. So they'll send their
Just to
warriors
drop satchels.
or whatever, and he drops the satchels. And then you flame arrow or you ignite those satchels and blow up all their army on purpose. So I mean, you lose 6 points, but you take out like 20.
Nice.
If you're lucky, if it works out. I'd have to see how that works, see a film of it. But yeah, pretty close game, all things considered. I mean, you had 4% remaining, and that could have gone either way. But again, it was only like 4-on-4, right? Because Cryptos didn't even play. He was just watching, I guess, observing.
No, I think he was playing.
It says here he had 0 kills, 0 damage, 0 losses, 0 survivors.
Oh, okay, yeah. He is on. He could have played though. I don't know why he didn't.
I think he's on agents. So I don't know.
Ah, okay, yeah, okay. Then that makes sense.
But that's going to be the token, the Blades cast, because I don't think I've covered them yet so far this tournament. So I might as well cover a game in which their team managed to win, even though most of the players on their team aren't actually on their team. Technically, I guess Vigor and Arsenal are on their team at this point because we already talked about that. But yeah.
So, just a question: if people have looked at any of the other games, I'm curious now. Obviously, this game could have gone either way, but did any of the other games? Did the person who started in the town win?
See, that's what I'm curious to find out as well. Like, I'd like to know how that went in terms of the other matches, and because I think people, I think, this game ended up with one team winning and one team losing, but I think at least one other match it was a draw. I want to say.
Right.
So
Yeah, there was that game against Ulms, but I purposely made it so we'd tie, I guess, because their team. We had a bit of a dispute over substitutes, and they were just annoying me. So we'd already won, and this is the fourth game, and so I decided, well, if you're going to annoy me, I'm going to play co-op and just defend the wall and just draw out this game as long as I can to annoy you.
and that was the same map and everything.
Yeah, and it was a tie. I mean, I had a goal flank, but I didn't really expect them to win, and they didn't. But it was kind of funny because you could see the frustration on the on their players.
That was I was actually kind of impressed with the like the guys Vigor and Arsenal and Codex with their they set up their defense, and you can tell like when people have played a lot of co-op because they spend a lot of time setting up the defense and not necessarily like you know actively like they want to set up like a passive defense where like it just kind of takes care of itself. But really good players like multiplayer oriented players will be very active with their defense.
Yeah, there's really like two games. There's multiplayer and there's co-op. And co-op is more about exploiting the fact that you know how stupid the AI is, and
Yeah.
therefore you can kill 100 times as many of them. And that's fun in its own way, right? But to some extent, like that obviously doesn't work against
Right.
real players who don't enjoy,
Sentient
clumping
opponents.
clumping
Yeah.
their thrall together and running at you, right? But yeah, I agree. The setup was reasonable, but then they just like did not execute anything when people
Right.
actually started coming.
Right.
Yeah,
So that was kind
you
of
got
that was
to
kind
say
of
you got to hand it to Codex though. He did set up a team and everything. Like in this year, there's been like no real sort of new teams emerge, and he actually managed to do that.
Yep,
Excluding probably
agreed.
this week, every other time he's had a full roster on.
Yep, no doubt. Props for that.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually kind of surprised to see like a new team this year with full of players that I've never seen, had not seen the year before.
Yeah,
And
a couple of years ago, I made a team full of random people, most of which who had never played Myth, and I can attest that it was an interesting experience to create such a team. I enjoyed it, but it's certainly a lot of work.
definitely. Well, that's going to be it for this game. Thanks for joining me, guys, and hopefully everyone that's watching enjoyed this video. And yeah, see you in the next game.
Bye.
Game over.
That was a funny game.